Welcome to the world of square roots. Let's just talk about square roots for a second. If I have a square root of any number x, I am asking what number multiplies by itself to get x. And x is, the number underneath your square root is always called the radicand. So let's let 4 be my radicand. What number multiplies by itself to get 4? And the number is 2, because 2 times 2 is 4. Similarly, if I have, and 4 is what we call a perfect square. Similarly, if I have a square, area 4, and I ask what is the side length of my square, we know area is length times length, or length squared. So I know 4 is my area, and 2 times 2 is 4, so the length of each side has to be 2. Square root is basically asking you if you have, you can either think of it as what number multiplies by itself to get 4, or if I have a square area 4, what's the length of each sides of my square? Same question. Let's change that up. Let's let my radicand be 7. Oh, not 7. Sorry. I'm going to let my radicand be 49. If my radicand is 49, what number multiplies by itself to get 49, to get my radicand? 7 times 7, or 7 squared, is 49. So the square root of 49 is 7. If I have a square, pretend that's a perfect square, area 49, each side is going to be 7, because 7 times 7 is 49. So the length of the side is 7, the square root of 49 is 7. Okay. Let's try another one. What about 7? So from my perfect squares, I know the square root of 4 is 2, and I know the square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 7, I'm asking what number multiplies by itself to get 7. What number multiplies by itself to get 7? There isn't a whole number. 7 is not a perfect square. But I have 2 perfect squares, so 4 and 9, that 7 is in between. So square root of 7 is somewhere in between there on our number line. So this would be the square root of 4. This is the square root of 9. Square root of 7, it's going to be closer to the 9. It's going to be around here. Like it's a little closer to the square root of 9 than the square root of 4. So I'll say like 2.7. That's my estimate. And then to check, you can do this on your calculator. I want you to be able to estimate the square roots, but also when they're not perfect squares, you can do it on your calculator. And the answer is 2.64. So I was pretty close. Oh, sorry, 2.65. Because it was 2.645, so the 5 rounds up the 4 to 5. Let's do another one. This time I'll do the square root of 80. Okay, hopefully that will just stay. The square root of 80. So what I'm asking is what multiplies by itself to get 80? There isn't a whole number, so again, we're going to look at our perfect squares and we're going to estimate. The square root keeps moving. Why? Okay. So the square root of the square root of 64 is 8. And the square root of 81 is 9. Square root of 80 is, it's got to be in between 8 and 9. Okay? And it's really close to the 8. It's really close to the 9. I would guess, because square root 80 is only 1 off from 81, so I would guess something like 8.9. That's my estimate. And then actual, I'm going to put it in my calculator. Square root of 80. And the actual from the calculator is 894. Oh dear, what just happened? 894427191. To 2 decimal places, it would be 8.94. And that is square roots. In grade 10, you're going to learn how to simplify a square root. For grade 9, we want you to be able to estimate a square root based on perfect squares and be able to actually calculate a square root using your calculator. If you don't know how to use your calculator properly, please send me an email or come see me during Math Help Wednesdays 1 to 3. Also, please try to memorize your perfect squares up to 12 times 12. Thank you.